Good morning, Freetown. Good morning, Sierra Leone. Good morning and welcome to Wake Up Sierra Leone on AYV Television. We're live on Channel 33, also Radio FM 101.7 on DSTV Channel 399. And you can catch us on Facebook, AYV News, or on our mobile app, AYV TV. If you're watching us from Australia, the United Kingdom, the USA, on our social media platforms, it's the 16th day of April 2026. My name is Bokari Matia. Welcome to the show. And please stay with us because in the next 2 hours, we'll bring you news, views, and sports here on AYV Wake Up Sierra Leone. We're broadcasting live from the top of Tower Hill and the beautiful heart of Freetown City. Send us your comments and your thoughts to AYV News Facebook page on the stories that we cover here this morning. And today, of course, following weeks of governance boycott, the main opposition APC party has reached an agreement with the government of Sierra Leone following the intervention of the international moral guarantors. We understand that a communique is being signed to be released later this morning. Sources close to the negotiations says that among an 8-point agreement, the APC will immediately end their governance boycott and return to parliament and councils. The tripartite committee will be expanded to accommodate more APC members, other political parties, and civil society. And of course, we'll get you reaction from civil society on this development and also ask what it means for governance in Sierra Leone. And concerns are also growing from the city of Bo over the state of the CKC cemetery, as human skeletons are strewn in parts of it. But why? We shall speak to our correspondent, George Philip Jambawai in Bo, to fill us more on this. But before all this, let's get a quick word from our sponsor, Local Commercial Bank, and other advertisers. We shall be right back.
More and more people are using Wakeup SIM Copper Plus in their everyday lives. Did you hear that? She just transferred money for her daughter's school fees. And this man just paid for some products. Ah, Mr. Abu, are you sending money to your wife again?
Yes, like Wakeup SIM Copper.
Ah.
Yes, like having money in my pocket.
Ah, excellent.
Thank you.
He just bought some eggs. The world is digital, so keep up with the times. Have you got a payment to make? If so, just download Wakeup SIM Copper Plus now. You can download the Wakeup SIM Copper Plus app from Apple iStore and iPad or Google Play Store for Android users. You see, it's fast, safe, and reliable.
Sorry, car, go see some business partners.
You didn't give me memory, Michael. Can if I can say you give me this people in not to Indy. Today you pay me money. I don't send it for let you help me send money in Ghana. 2 weeks now you not send me money and 10 you not give me back me money. Today, give me money.
You know ever sabi goodness in life. I send back your money, but trust me, today na the very last day I ever send money for now.
I don't need your help because I don't know so with Afri money. I dey able send money. Now Baku Africa countries them with Afri money. We dey able send money to over 10 African countries, whether it's Ghana, Gambia, Liberia, or Kenya. If me party we know this, we not follow the party grammar right now.
Okay, una go regret. I mean now, una go regret.
The best part right now, Michael, with Afri money, you dey able send money even if you not use app, even if you know the online directly. All you need for do, you just a dial *161#. Pam, your money don't go. So I don't need the help again. Thief man.
Thank you.
Send money to over 10 African countries instantly with Afri Money. No stress, no excuses. Just dial *161*1*6# now. Afri Money, quick and easy.
As mama, I always want waiting best for me picking them, especially when it comes up waiting them for eat and drink. Now this make I always they choose Sarah juice because they make come from with local foods them and nutritious and it gets less sugar than the other drinks them. Not to me say so.
We lab test show say Sierra juice gets 50% less sugar than the other drinks them na the market.
Because we mama they know waiting best for we picking them, now you make we always they choose Sierra juice. Sierra juice and nutritious, it's healthy and it's sweet. Sierra juice, not the taste of Salome.
Again, it's been a very crazy day. The joyous feeling in the air when rain falls on a sunny day. Happy, yeah. Let the stars, let the roll.
Enjoy life's little pleasures with Maltina. Maltina. Share happiness.
Bank, the bank of choice number one at the country.
Hey! Wakeup Commercial Bank, they're not ready for Duambako. This festive season game for Sweet Bobs, RC Bank Savings Bonanza. Don't come as you deposit 5,000 Leone so inside your account. And you know we go more than 2 times inside the month. You get chance for win plenty in there. Like food items, Ovaltine, milk, sugar, soft drink, bag rest, cooking oil, home appliances like rice cooker, electric iron, standing fan, and plenty appliances there. This RC Bank Savings Bonanza. Now wait for encourage with customer them where they do fixed deposit. And again, you when they use the digital platform name, you can withdraw or use the platform as much as you like. You no get barrier for this promotion and you get chance for win. You when they deposit 1,000 loans inside the week, you don't get additional point because this bonanza therefore continue from September 1 till December 31st. And every month, 45 people and get for the win. Till go to the final. And the final, you go win yourself brand new motorbike. I mean, brand new Okada. Wakeup Commercial Bank, Nadi Kongra Bank. Wakeup Commercial Bank, the bank of choice.
Sanika, go see some business partners.
You didn't give me my money, Michael. Can if I kiss I young, give me this people and not to Indy. Today you pay me my money. I don't send it for let you help me send money in Ghana. 2 weeks now you not send me money and 10 you not give me back my money. Today, he dey give me money.
You know ever sabi goodness na life. I dey send back money, but trust me, today na the very last day I dey ever send money for now.
I don't need the help because I don't know. So with Afri money, I dey able to send money. Now Baku Africa countries them.
With Afri money, we dey able to send money to over 10 African countries, whether it's Ghana, Gambia, Liberia, or Kenya. If me party we know this, we not for the party grammar right now.
Okay, una go regret. I mean now me not una go regret.
The best part right now, Michael, with Afri money, you dey able to send money even if you not use app, even if you know the online directly. All you need for do is just a dial *161#. Pam, your money don't go. So I don't need the help again. Thief man.
Thank you.
Send money to over 10 African countries instantly with Afri Money. No stress, no excuses. Just dial *161*1*6# now. Afri Money, quick and easy.
Welcome back. A quick reminder, this is Wake Up Sierra Leone on AYV television and radio here in Freetown, Sierra Leone. Now first, we go to Bo, where concerns are growing amid disturbing reports of the desecration of the city's main cemetery. We'll join our Bo correspondent, George Philip Jambawai. Jambawai, this place, CKC Cemetery, you know, it was a trusted place, you know, to lay the dead, but we understand that their peace is now being disturbed, you know, with human bones that should be 6 feet beneath the soil, lying in the open. What is the current state of the cemetery right now from Bo?
Thank you very much. In Bo City, like you said, people are very concerned here, especially those who take their loved ones to be buried at CKC Cemetery, because 6 feet, like you said, bones are, or these remains are supposed to be buried. But like if you go or take a look at CKC Cemetery right now, like cassava root carelessly left on the surface after poor harvest. This is how some Hima bones are left at certain part of the CKC Cemetery. Some are half buried, others are fully exposed. And when we take a look at the cemetery, when we take a walk, when we took our camera there, we saw human skulls, we saw ribs, and fragments of human remains scattered in different parts of the cemetery. In one clear moment, the chairperson of the civil society in Bo District, who is known as Joseph Dominic Blackie, and with some other people, take a walk through the cemetery. In fact, at a certain point, we saw him using stick to lift skull mounted on a very long stick, showing it out as an example and pointing his hand to several others in different locations, as if he was counting neglected graves in a failed farm. So this is really a problem. And he says that in his allegation that this is not happening for nothing. He said there are stories that some people have been using the human bones to generate kush. So he's accusing the management of the graveyard that they are conniving with the people that are locally producing the kush to be making and kush using the human bones. Remember, the graveyard is being managed by City Council. So, and having said that, we try to contact City Council because this one, we have heard people saying that human remains are supposed to be dignified. So, with this growing health concern, he said the issue is to be addressed. Now, health professionals, after Dominic Blackie said that, we try to say, what are the implications of having these bones scattered everywhere in some parts of the cemetery? Now, we were told that this can become a very serious public health risk because when it rains, it will wash the particles from the composing bones into nearby streams. And these are areas we have a lot of sources of water, and people use this water daily, either for to bath or even to use it for their gardening purpose, so for their farming purpose. So, and we have some people, because water scarcity in Bo City, in some part of the area, is a threat as well. So some people can even be tempted when there is not enough water to drink that. So it is a serious problem. So we went to the council and we told them, Dominic Blackie, the civil society chairman, has alleged that in addition that these remains are not supposed to be here. They are supposed to be well taken care of. They are supposed to be dignified. But now he said, people are conniving with those that are locally producing this kush. What I've been to say, and why is the cemetery like this? But the council has declined from talking on this matter to journalists or any other person.
Jamba, how widespread is this practice, and how long has this been going on? I'm asking because I'd want to put a peg on the timeline. Before we had the issue of Kush, were there any concerns when it comes to human remains in that particular cemetery? Do we have any concerns when it comes to ritual behavior? Are those issues also up for discussion, or you know, when you look at what's happening currently with the cemetery at CKC, can we also speculate or can't rule out those issues as well?
Well, the claims that there are growing rumors that the cemetery workers may be involved in the illegal sales of human bones, possibly is linked to the production of the harmful drug called kush. But before this one, and people have condemned the council management about taking care of the cemetery, and then it was not about bone, it was about how they take care of their workers. It was about the place not properly clean. But when that happened, before the advent of Kush, that was taken care of. Remember, we had Ebola, and after that we had COVID-19. So that place became one of the places where people were buried and attention was paid there. So it wasn't like that. The allegations were not linked with the sales of the human part, of the human bones for kush production. Now, so to answer your question directly also, we have some other cemeteries like the Batiama, they have ones. If you go there, you don't see bones like that scattered everywhere. But a year and a half ago, and after the emergence of the kush, police arrested some boys. And one of them confessed, in his confessional statement, said that, and they are using the bones for the production of kush. So with that had happened, though it was not alarming as such as of that time, with that had happened, then with this now, so Blackie is saying, it is not even now only for kush issue, it's about respect, it's about the health concerns. So, but the issue, like I said, remain like that, and also, and the bones are there as we speak. They are there. The council has not taken care of it at all. They are just there. But Joseph Blackie has not stopped asking, inviting solutions, inviting stakeholders to really investigate and bring out the truth. The council is not talking to anybody, and they are not doing the needful as well.
Jamba, why the cemetery is sharing boundary with Christ the King College School. Has the administration said anything with regards to what's happening, at their backyard?
Well, the school, in fact, they have they've banned their pupils. They don't go there before now, because CKC is one of the schools that are really trying to instill discipline. So one of the rules is that you stay within the confinement of the school. You understand? But the authorities of the school are concerned as well. They have also tried to reach the council, but the council is not listening to anybody. The council is not listening. And beyond the bone issue, because it was through these bones that we came to know that even the workers at the cemetery are not well taken care of. They don't have protective gears because they are supposed to be having rain boots, they are supposed to be having masks, gloves. So for the past days, we have gone to the cemetery. You see workers, they barely wear their local wearing shoes, you understand? And they are so light, and with these bones scattered in most part of the cemetery, they are not protected, they are at risk. They are being exposed as well. But when we spoke with some of them, they said they used to give them the protective wears. You understand? But for the past days we went there, we did not see any of them. They were still working, but we did not see any of them using rain boots, neither glove, neither with masks, nothing. So they were exposed. This also, the bone residents are not only raising concern about the bones, they are also raising concern about the people that are working at the cemetery. The people that are raised, because look at it this way, we've just coming from the COVID-19, you understand? So their life is at risk because these are the health concerns people are talking about, that these people are to be protected. But when you talk with them, they will tell you, oh, the council used to give it to us, so it is only now they have not given. They have not given, but they work without them having. Without any negotiation, they are supposed to be in their fully protective gear, even before they could enter the cemetery. But it's not like that.
All right, Jambawa, away from the dead, can we talk about the living a bit?
Yes.
Do you have any updates on the recent happenings between the living, of course, the issue involving the mayor of Kenema City and the popular artist known as LJ, a matter we understand that is still going on at the Magistrates Court in Bo. And then on political fronts, are there any developments or any updates when it comes to politics in Bo?
Well, with LJ, like in his recent song, Anything They Talk About Me, that's what I did, he apologized. So, and if you could interpret that song, it will tell you, yes, whatever you have said, you've announced, you've propagated about me, that is exactly what I am. I am not judging him, but these are the lyrics of this song. And in bringing that to perfection, we saw him apologize to the mayor, and the mayor said, what we want is justice. You people are forgiven, but what we want is justice. That is why we came to court. So he was remanded again. And the last appearance again, hoping that they were going to be granted bail because it's LJ and Prezo Kuruma, they were denied again bail. So he is in remand. So, and the mayor said, yes, we have different artists union in the country, including the Kenema Artists Union, because the Kenema Artists Union was the early artists union that denounced that attitude of LJ. So they have also stepped up and engaged the mayor, apologizing on behalf of LJ. But again, the mayor said, yes, I've told them now that we have accepted the apology, but let's justice. I want justice, and that is exactly what I am after. And the Bo Artists Union as well also traveled down to Kenema to engage the mayor. And they were well received. They had a lot of discussions. We saw that in their postings. And one of the things that came up in their discussion was they disassociated themselves from the attitude of LJ, but they cannot disown him because it's one of them. So they said, we don't encourage people coming after our authorities. So we condemn that. And thank God the man himself has apologized. So we are here to remind you of that apology and also add with that please forgive him. them. And the mayor also said, I've heard you guys, let's meet in court and see what happens. So when they came to court, the mayor also insisted that this issue is not just about me. The people who forced me, my people, who forced me to come to court, who advised me to come to court, are saying, let justice occur. Let there be justice. And that is what they're after. So LJ is still in remand.
All right, Sam, thank you very much, George Philip Jambowai, for joining us this morning.
You're welcome.
Yes, that was George Philip Jambowai, our correspondent from Bo. Let's take a quick commercial break, and then when we come back, we go right into the show.
Sonny, can I go see some business partners?
You didn't give me my money, Michael. Can if I kiss a young, you remember this camp people in not to Indy? Today you pay me my money. I don't send it for let you help me send money in Ghana. 2 weeks now you not send me money and 10 you not give me back my money. Today you give me my money.
You know ever sabi goodness in life. I send back your money, but trust me, today na the very last day I ever send money for now.
I don't need your help because I don't know so with Afri money. I able send money now baku Africa countries them.
With Afri money, we able send money to over 10 African countries, whether it's Ghana, Gambia, Liberia, or Kenya. If me party we know this, we not follow the party grammar right now.
Okay, una go regret. I mean now, una go regret.
The best part right now, Michael, with Afri money, you able send money even if you not use app, even if you know the online directly. All you need for do, you just dial *161#. Pam, your money don't go. So I don't need the help again. Thief man.
Thank you.
Send money to over 10 African countries instantly with Afri Money. No stress, no excuses. Just dial *161*1*6# now. Afri Money, quick and easy.
Welcome back from Bo. We return to our studios here in Freetown. Now, there were frantic diplomatic activities in Freetown throughout last week, deep into Sunday night, following the arrival of high-powered delegation of international moral guarantors. The joint mission was led by Madam Fatoumata Jallow Tambajiang, the former Vice President of the Republic of Gambia, Mr. Barry Freeman, the Deputy Special Representative of the United Nations Secretary General for West Africa and the Sahel, and Ambassador Tanmaya Lal, the Deputy Secretary General of the Commonwealth Secretariat. They've been here to resolve the impasse between the government of Sierra Leone and the main opposition All People's Congress Party, which led to the latter withdrawing their elected representatives from parliament and councils across the country. And it seems they have had a breakthrough. The delegation leaves today following a press conference to be held this morning. There has been no statement released yet, but AYV can authoritatively say that an agreement was reached after a long drawn-out meeting yesterday involving both the government and the main opposition APC party. It includes the immediate return of all APC parliamentarians, mayors, council chairmen and councillors. We'll be dropping the 8th point to you as and when we get them on the program while we are on air. Now, to make more sense of this fast-moving development, we are joined in the studio by civil society players to talk about the outcomes of the visit, as much as we know it, by the International Moral Guarantors for the agreement of national unity. For some quick background, this is the 3rd time the International Moral Guarantors are coming to Sierra Leone following the June 24th, 2023 multi-tier elections, which were disputed by the All People's Congress Party. The party eventually refused to take up their seats in parliament and councils. Following a regional mediation, the impasse was resolved and the agreement for national unity was born on the 18th of October, 2023. Which, amongst other things, established for a tripartite committee. Now, to discuss this issue and more, we have in the studio Melvin Tijan Mansare, who's a media and political analyst, and Dr. Victor Moina, governance lecturer at IPAM, the University of Sierra Leone. Melvin, good morning and welcome to AYV.
Thank you very much. And Fambukusha.
Yes, Melvin, the breaking news this morning is that our sources say that a breakthrough has been reached with the APC returning to governance. How significant is this, do you think?
I'll take it with a pinch of salt for now until it's made public, because like you captured in your prelude, no statement has been issued, and you also captured that a press conference, a presser is expected. And I think the whole sum picture will be seen by then. And again, I think this is not the 3rd visit. This should be the 5th visit. They've done a couple of follow-up visits. So this is not the 3rd time. I stand to be corrected. But apparently, if what you're saying, based on your sources, that an 8-point resolution has been reached, I'm not surprised. If you look at the prolongated nature of the mediation or negotiation, it was bound to happen. This is not like J.D. Vance and the Iranian foreign minister or the Ayatollahs. They met for 21 hours and they could not reach a deal. So I was with my good scholarly friend, Dr. Moina, last week, and we were saying, based on the nature of the length, if they don't get deal, they already TD. We don't TD now because they want PD. So what will be the pay? And for me, this is interesting. Back to the 8 points you mentioned. Among this supposed 8-point resolution, which will be celebrated either way, what has the SLPP given and what has the APC taken? Because I'm asking, what's the bargaining chip? As at last night until 3 a.m., my sources were telling me that there is still a gridlock. I don't know if I'm going to call it a deadlock as at this moment, until and unless after. But there was a gridlock on the issue of Edmond Sylvester Alpha. So if APC is accepting that they are going to go back, it's fine. But what people are going to ask, to what end? What's the deal? Is Edmond going to be removed? What's the deal? And I will encourage colleague journalists and civil society activists who will be on the platform to ask the critical questions. Because one of the questions I have always asked is, these international moral guarantors, they themselves, are they guaranteed? Have they proven themselves? Because if you look at the nature of the dispute in 2023, they've not able to lay that matter to rest as to between APC and SLPP, would I win or would I not win. They are just dilly-dallying, playing diplomatic as usual. So I look forward towards that, but if there is a deal, and I have no doubts in AYV, if there is a deal, is it a win-win deal? A win-lose deal? Or a lose-lose deal? So I would love to know the nature of the deal, but I think we should be circumspect and partially celebrating that for once, if not a gridlock, but a deadlock is being broken. So this is a good news this morning, and nobody wins in this political deadlock, and the stalemate is serious. And yes, thanks to the APC and the SLPP for distracting us with some attraction.
Whilst we look forward to the 8 points this morning, you know, probably to be made known from the press release, let's look at the concerns that led us to where we are now, specifically talking on the issue of Edmond Alpha. The other day, the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Alpha Sise, was on Truth Media saying he will not advise the president, you know, on removing the electoral commissioner because it is unconstitutional. So, is that a giving? If I know a point has been reached, we don't know what's in there yet, but let's speak to the facts that we know now. You know, looking at what the Constitution say and where we are now, do you think at the end of the day the present government is going to bulge on that particular pointer to say we'll look and find a way around removing, if not, or ask him to resign at the end of the day?
So when the Attorney General speaks, he does not speak like a layman. He speaks as the principal legal advisor to the state as per the Constitution of Sierra Leone. So I admire him a lot. Very brilliant guy. But I think he shot himself on the leg. This the same Attorney General who said, in his attempts to debunk Paran Tarawali, said the agreement for national unity or tripartite, however you call it, in whatever circumstance, is not a gentleman's. It's not just an ordinary gentleman's agreement. But Doc, by omission on that last presentation was, we never asked him, what kind of agreement is the tripartite? No journalist has asked the Attorney General that. And now he shot himself on the leg. If you said that, oh, tripartite is not a gentleman's agreement, in an attempt to say, okay, this is a serious business, and now you are coming to say, after your government has beat the gun in not waiting for a legislation that will endorse a search and nomination committee as proposed by even the government, and now you are coming to say you won't you won't advise the president to take that decision. So the Attorney General is not here, not there, and I'm surprised, I'm shocked, because he's supposed to be the most responsible legal mind in the state. So if you're saying tripartite is not a gentleman's agreement, meaning it's a serious agreement, without you stating what kind of agreement it is in terms of the governance framework, and now you're saying that you're not going to advise the president to sack, he has taken a position already. And I'm baffled. I'm really baffled. It's confusing. I don't think it should be coming from the AG at all. He's exposed himself. That's double standards. You cannot be saying one thing in one occasion and another thing in another occasion. So they've placed the president in a dilemma. Because at the end of the day, he wants to save his job. Like saying that, hey, not so many people can be the possible guys, Leone can sack Leone can sack electoral commissioner for the first time. But he can advise. Not everything that is legal is right. But he can advise the president that, don't talk to this man, so in the interest of peace, let's leave this here, so if not resignation self, under arguments of morality. Not everything that is legal is right. Apartheid was legal in South Africa, but was it right? So I think the AG has let the cat out of the bag. If I were a politician, I already know that it will be the biggest news that Edmond is relieved or has relieved himself. And that would be the biggest progress or unprogress of our democracy.
Let me bring in Doc. Doc, how significant is, this breaking news that we're hearing? that elected APC officials will return to parliament and councils? And how do you think their supporters, will receive this news? Because at the end of the day, the APC has stated clearly that they are doing this not in the interest of the political party, but in the interest of the people who voted them. And they are quite sure that they won the last elections, or they were rigged out of the last election. And so they are doing this in the interest of the people. Now we are understanding that there is an agreement, there's a consensus. We're going to know what things they agreed on in the next few hours. But how do you think their supporters will take this to heart?
Thank you very much for the question. First of all, this is what we've all been praying for. I believe last week we spent the whole of the week discussing about this on different media, and it was quite incumbent that we have an agreement, no matter the nature of it, but we are going to have an agreement. And for the supporters of the APC, how they will take it? Well, I am not one of them. I wish I was. I would have been able to say, well, this is our grievance, blah, 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 but I'm not one of them. But I think, like I said in so many other platforms, their grievance is valid, it's legit. Because if you feel that something has been taken away from you, you would not definitely subscribe to it easily. You might have to be talked to, you might have to have your issues placed before a higher authority. In this context, look at the nature of the moral guarantors that came in. We have the former Vice President of Gambia, we have the Deputy Secretary General for, the Deputy Representative of the Secretary General for West Africa and Sahel. We also have the Deputy Commissioner of Commonwealth Secretariat, which shows that it's a high-power delegation. It's not just a composition of people that we met across, but we brought them because we believe that they have a lot of things to do. And just like Melvin was saying, we want to see the nature of the agreements that was passed. This agreement is what will make or mark our democracy. You know that when you talk about governance, like I've said even on your last program, governance is not a one-stop shop. It's not something that you just go across the road and say, give me bread and sardine, make I eat, or something like that. It's something that is evolving. So let us see the evolving nature of what the requests are. Maybe these 8 pointers backed up with what we have for the tripartite might be just what we need for the next democracy to hold up to, and also for the elections coming. Mind you, whatever we are doing now is in anticipation for 2028, which is just less than 2 years from now. Because, well, I would say a little over 2 years, because we have the election date already, which is stated for November 2028. So I believe it's something that is a good news for all of us, and we pray every Sierra Leonean, whether you are APC, SLPP, PMDC, NGC, whatever dispensation you support, will be able to hold on to this one for a very long time.
Doc, do you believe that both parties will be sincere in respecting the outcome of these negotiations? Because we are here because the APC says the SLPP hadn't lived up to the agreement they had, especially with regards to the recommendations from the tripartite committee. We're here because someone didn't agree to something, or someone was expecting more than he had. Do you expect these two political parties to respect these 8 pointers that will come out at the end of the year, to ensure that we do not get back here to where we are now, even before elections, that we do not see the APC again say we'll boycott again for another time?
I believe that is what has been lacking. Sincerity is not just about saying the truth. Sincerity is living up to what you say. Like I stated in the other media when I was speaking, there is something I've not seen from both parties. That is the commitment to national integrity and transparency. When I say national integrity and transparency, I'm talking about how do we expect the rule of law to favor everyone, not just one side. As I can note, even within the legislative, the only time we see both APC and SLPP MPs come together is when it has to do with their conditions of service. Whether it's enumeration, whether it's their severance package, whether it's their benefits, whatever they do, it has to do with their own benefit. But what about those that comes in? And just like I want to make an allusion to what you said when you said that it's We don't know whether it's a win-win situation. Oh, it was Melvin that said that. Win-win or lose-lose. We have a winner already, and the winner is Sierra Leone. If Sierra Leone is going to win from this one, it's a better thing for all of us, because this thing hinges on our development. If the governance process is stalled, then our development as a nation is stalled.
Doc, on the governance issue, on the democratic and political side of what's happening presently, does the APC risk losing political leverage by returning? I'm asking this because, you know, in Creole, we have a saying, say we person don't weigh you, they take care of you.
Yes,
you know,
yes,
this has happened before.
Yeah.
After the elections in 2023, the APC boycotted, they came, they've boycotted, and now we are expecting them to come again. You know, aren't they leveraging their you know, politics to the other side?
Well, I see it from a different lens. What I'm seeing is, no matter what happens, they've taken the oath of office as members of parliament. They've taken the oath of office as mayor. They've taken the oath of office as council chairman. They've also taken their oath of office as councillors. So no matter what happens, it's their obligations. You can't run away from it. If you were not interested in it, you would not have contested for the positions that you're occupying. So I don't see it more or less as a leverage. I see it as a continuity of the attacks that has been given to them for a very long time. But what I see is, like you said, it's like a bait has been given onto them. They know how they will be caught, and these things would often fish them in when the need arises. But where the problem lies is, what is the government going to do to make sure that it upholds its own side of the bargaining? It's not just to have a bargaining chip, but how do you make sure that this bargaining chip is actually respected by everybody in the room? Let's say, for instance, I walk into this room now and I see you seated with your cup of tea, and I want to take your cup of tea forcefully from you. It's not going to be an easy task. You're going to put up some resistance. But how am I going to convince you? I can convince you that even the tea that you're drinking is not enough. Let me go get you some. And I can take the cup from you and I go get some. But what happens is this: if you continue to do things the way you think it should be done inappropriately, you should be called to books. This is what I've not seen in most of our governments, whether it's the SLPP-led government that we have now, or even the APC-led government. When transparency and accountability is missing in a system, it becomes very problematic for you to rule that system properly.
Melvin, these international interventions, you know, that we keep having, you know, anytime we have disputes, we have interventions from, you know, the international community coming in. Are these interventions strengthening our democracy here in Sierra Leone, or are these interventions exposing, you know, the domestic internal conflicts that we have within our political structures and our political system?
I think they are exposing the unprogressive nature of APC and SLPP. They've not grown up to the status in which they can disagree to agree and move on with governments. Of course, even democracies like America, they had a gridlock. Donald Trump's war bill was not endorsed. The big beautiful bill almost created a gridlock, and there are several others. So, but I think in progressive, because Donald Trump, like APC and SLPP, they are not progressive politicians. They don't believe in handling, putting their house in order or washing their dirty ladies in-house. So it's unfortunate. So it exposes them, and I wonder what the international moral guarantees are going to say that, oh, it was one of the resolutions that boycott should be abated. So why are we here? I would love to see a statement addressing that issue. I would love to see a statement as to why the SLP make mago for go. Why SLP make mago, then it's gone. Not for which say the process is completed on whether there is going to be such a nomination committee as per the SLPP very own legislative document before the House. So what will the international moral guarantors say about that? But also, what will they be saying as to why is there no parliamentary committee on electoral matters up till now? So I look forward to that. But above all, like I said, the moral guarantors, their guarantee is also on the line. Because this time, if they are not able, for me, I don't look forward to, again, I know there's going to be a deal, based on there's going to be a deal. But I think the nature of the deal will speak a lot as to whether they will be coming again. Because mind you, there is an economics of this mission. Now, find money, if now under ECOWAS, we are paying community levy, and it's part of our, by extension, money. So, if we're having a situation every other 1, 2, 3 to 6 months they are coming, it questions the guarantee of their own moral assurance. It means that they are not bold enough. It means that perhaps they are too hypocritical. And I look forward this time to for them to be able to tell the APC and SLPP what really they ought to know. That this thing is not beneficial, this thing is unprogressive, and it's not aiding. And also it's diversionary. Because we should be talking about water, we should be talking about the NANS. Now, I mean, I see generator Kalama people that they celebrate. For
the NANS projects for energy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So these are, I think the APC and SLPP, they've not done us justice and they owe us an apology. I look forward to a joint statement by APC, SLPP, and the moral guarantors. Also, there are separate statements again, we want to see. A joint statement that will be concrete of their seriousness to the process. If not, I'm afraid, if SLPP get for pulling, and if you observe, the SLPP, they have been mumuized around the whole situation. ABC, I don't say release. SLPP, they've not been talking. So, since they've not expressed a position, I'm concerned also. So today is I'll continue. I think people will continue for prayer and fast.
No, but like the prayer and fasting go less now.
No, therefore add still. Would I forgo to Babalawo, you forgo still.
Okay.
Doc, 1 hour can change
the
something
last
in the negotiation.
You said 40 days, so I think now they should be going to 21 days.
Oh, well, I think we have more time, but prayer and fasting should be going on. Also for the people in the preach against people who already dance devil and they can't see it no more. For the pray for back for the national peace.
So because you go dance devil side hearts, they means like you know how for then they pray against devil people.
But sir, I'm not talking religious state, so doc. All man for getting right.
We know Sierra Leone is a secular state.
So why some people feel that this country is just for them?
Okay.
And we take exception to that.
Okay.
We believe in God.
Kevin, Mervyn, let's do a little bit of introspection, or let's take a deep dive. The tripartite committee. We're here because of that committee. The agreement for national unity raised 8 points, and they were agreed to. The president made his speech. Political prisoners were released. And one of those recommendations.
But we still have one of them.
Yes, but a key recommendation to those 8 points created the tripartite committee. Now they all this are they now, basically from that tripartite committee. Let's look at that committee itself. It has been central to the original agreement. Has it delivered anything meaningful so far?
Oh, you've added another layer. As it delivered is one layer. Anything meaningful is another layer. So as it delivered, yes. Anything meaningful, based on the context of the dispute as to whether SLPP won or APC won, they've not been able to establish that, because one of the recommendations was to look back at the 2023 elections, and SLPP, they are very tactful. You know what they did? They used the timeline methodology in the sense that it should look at 2023 and previous elections for confusery. But I think, and that's the estimation of many Sierra Leoneans that I've talked to, is that one of the major crux of the establishment of tripartite was to establish who won 2023 elections. And if you listen to the leaked audio of Dr. Anes by Kuroma, he was very skeptical. And said, I'm going to sign. So even himself was not pro-tripartite. And we know, now this is the catch, we've not seen two personalities in all of these latest arrangements. And I look forward to today as to whether they will be around. Samuel Kamara and Dr. David Senge. These are two important personalities for obvious reasons. One, Dr. Samuel Kamara was the chief negotiator for the All People's Congress as per documents. He was kicked out unceremoniously, like SLPP kicked out Abbas Bundu as the speaker. Don't blame me, I'm an opinion journalist. It's my opinion. You see, and all of these engagements, we've not seen Samura surfacing. In fact, people are asking whether Samura Kamara did. Samura ain't get two phenomenon, whether you Sabia and whether you did. These are two things I think, of course, it's like Badabio, they don't talk, but it's good but dangerous. If you cannot be calculated, then who can stand with you? So Samura Kamara is missing in action. And I hope the international moral guarantors will be asking APC, waiting Samura Kamara do there. And now we've seen the one-time Rasta man is also missing in action. And we all know the role he played. He was the maestro for the SLPP and the government of Sierra Leone, Dr. David Senge. I know he was in talk here. But if he is back and he is not around today on this final agreement, it will be a fundamental omission. Because the APC number one for talk to SLPP, Dr. David Senge was the man who broke the ice. He even went to the APC party office and not ever seen in recent time. I don't know what to do with Papa and say no. APC politician, they go to SLPP politician, they go to APC party office. But David Senge did that. It was very strategic. So if he is not part of the picture at this juncture, it's going to be questionable. But again, the end part of the case, largely, that the pine says safe. The pie, they behave like Donald Trump and this, you know Donald Trump. Donald Trump, where he sent in Vice President J.D. Vance for going to Pakistan. You know what Donald Trump do? He goes to watch wrestling match. That's what I see about my president. He seems to be watching a wrestling match and not taking the matter with the gravitas it should be given.
The reason why I asked about the tripartite committee, Kelvin, is because as we made to understand and will be made known soon, is that the tripartite committee is to be widened under this new 8 agreement pointers now that we have. Is to be widened now to include new players. I said it in my intro. Other political parties and civil society organizations.
So the agreement is going to be, the name is going to be changed. It's not going to be called tripartite anymore.
How key will that be? Still knowing that the person that heads the tripartite committee was once an appointed member of this present government, but now we have more players to be included. Will that bring a level playing field for all?
It's helpfully unhelpful. It's helpfully unhelpful because the argument has been, tripartite is an agreement between APC and SLPP, it's not nationalistic. It's unhelpful because we are those political parties when the APC was gone in the shots. They don't deserve it. I think the media and civil society, we deserve a seat. Not these feeble political parties who cannot talk. Some of them don't even have political party offices. Some of them have not even declared their financial statements according to PPRC and my sources. Doc, the pinch, one can pinch, the one can pinch.
I'm disrespectful now. Please give them their status, their political parties.
If they don't have my endorsement, I don't consider them as better political parties.
Doc,
a political party should worth a salt by winning seats. The political party that I support in my life is the EFF in South Africa. And see what we are doing.
Doc, the tripartite committee is to be widened, and an inclusion of other political parties and as well as civil society activists or organization. Will this be a fair play to all?
Partially. I would say partially because who are the civil society activists that will be part of the tripartite? Are they still the civil society activists that have been branded as politicians? If they are the ones that are going to be part of the tripartite, then it means that they are also representative of the political parties. But these are the key stakeholders in our governance process. They are often regarded to as the fourth estate. First estate includes the media, CSOs, and pressure and peer groups. These are all part of the fourth estate. But if these actors are going to be part of it, on what grounds are they going to be? Are they going to be observers? Are they going to be key participants in the whole process? Or are they just going to take a seat back and watch how these two parties, the government of Sierra Leone and the All People's Congress, are going to play themselves? Just like Melvin was saying, for the other political parties, we all know their stance and their dispensation. We all know that most of them will side with the government, and only one, that is the Unity Party, will definitely side with the APC. That's why when you look at the composition of those parties that ratified and agreed for Edmond Alpha, it was only 13, not 15. The Unity Party and the APC did not approve of Edmond Alpha's candidature. So you can also tell where these parties are going to be when it comes to the tripartite agreement. And having an expansion, is it also going to mean that there is going to be extended funds for it? Because that's another thing that we are looking at. The extended funds, who is going to pay for it? Is it going to come from the consolidated fund, or is it going to come from the donor funds that these guys are coming in with? So these are all questions that we need to ask.
I'm also concerned about their contribution.
Yes.
Where we are now, most of the agreements within the tripartite committee have already been slated. Civil societies were not part of those 80 recommendations, although they were consulted. Also, other political parties were not. Where are they going to come in now?
So which means that the 80 recommendations are going to be extended, because CSOs are also going to give forth their own pointers. The media and the fourth estate are going to give their own, and also the other political parties are going to give their own. So it only means that we are going back to the National Cohesion Conference. This is no longer being humanitarian. This is going to be, I don't know, maybe we can call it tripartite Committee 4 or tripartite Committee 1, yeah, or something like that.
There's an important point here. I mean, of course, Doc, as to the nature as to how it's going to be called, I early on opined on that. As to it's not going to, if there are going to be more players, it's not going to be called tripartite anymore. So what will be the new name? But for me, the danger there is, if you are bringing in more players, there is what is called time frame for the implementation of some of the recommendations.
That's like timeline on implementation.
The time frame. If you are shifting the goalposts in the middle of the game, they tell the game for the done 2 years to the next election, what happens to the time frame? What's the start and end period? And I think that's the first question we should be asking the international moral guarantor. This whole agreement, what's the time frame for the implementation? Because at the end of the day, do you want to implement it until elections?
Do you see that being part of probably the 8 points that will come out, that there will now be a time frame to resolving?
We don't want to be preemptive.
We should be. Doc, I think we should be preemptive.
No, we
because
don't
also anyone who can do who can say, oh, Doc.
No, hold on, Melvin. Why I say we should not be preemptive is because these 8 pointers have been agreed. Imagine the thing should have concluded on Friday. It's only concluded this morning, because if we're talking about 3 a.m., it's this morning.
Yes, 3 a.m., yes, Monday morning, yeah.
So it's already Monday morning. So it means that the whole weekend was spread out discussing on these things. Now, we are not going to accept everything Hookler and Sinclair. There are going to be additions. Definitely, because if somebody like Melvin is going to represent media, and you call somebody like me to represent CSO, you know that meeting is not going to end in 1 minute or 5 minutes or even 1 hour. Because we are going to break everything down for you,
bit by bit, the fine details.
And then now we can now come up with workable agreement. So imagine these ones, but for the sake of transparency and for the sake of peace, let us have things going. I think we can go by the 8th. Then when the new committee, because it's no longer going to be tripartite, maybe we can call it
quatertite?
No, hexotite, because it's not going to be
dexatite.
Or dexatite, or whatever name. I don't know, because these ones, the government come up with it. Whatever name is going to be given to it.
No, the name number with the big number. Almost people are adding the name number for gear. No picking themselves to be Roman numerals.
These ones, these are things that sometimes we try our best to be preemptive, but then we are narrow short somewhere along the discussion.
Doc, these 8 pointers, we're going to know them, but my fear is this. You know, what are the risks if the details of these 8 points fall short of public expectations? What do you think will happen? You know, at the end of the day, we say the agreement initially is between APC and the SLPP, but it touches and concerns all of us, the people of Sierra Leone. So what if these 8 pointers, which these two political parties have agreed on, you know, we look at it one kind way and say, I mean, you guys have agreed, but we don't buy into this. What will happen at the end of the day?
So this is where I was talking about. For the sake of the governance process to continue, we can accept the 8. When the new institution or the new agreement is being instituted, that is where we can expound on this 8 and say, okay, this 8 is for just APC and SLPP. We as the people, we now want this. And that is where the CSO comes in, that's where the media comes in, that's where the other additional people come in. Because like I said, the original 80 pointers that we have, plus this 8, making it 88, is going to be expanded. We are going to have something like 100 or 200 pointers, if the case may be, because the people also will have what they want. So it is something that is not as easy as we are putting it now. It's going to be a whole lot of tax. And there was something that we alluded to, myself and Melvin, when we were on the last program. This agreement that we are having, this not so gentleman agreements, if I should put it in the words of the AG and the Minister of Justice, there is a very big constraint somewhere. It has not been tabled before Parliament. So both parties know that they have a role to play to table it before Parliament so that it can become effective.
What you're saying that my attention has just been drawn to something, that the expansion we're going to see in the current tripartite committee, which is going to be inclusive of civil society activists and also other political parties, is for the implementation of the agreement already contained in the existing tripartite agreement. We're not going to have additional agreements. The expansion is just for the implementation of those.
So basically, this is where the crux of the matter is. Sierra Leoneans do not have a say in this discussion. What we are saying is between the two parties, the government of Sierra Leone and the APC. For a very long time, this is why I said it on the last program that I was here, the AYV on Sunday. There is a big vacuum, a big room that is existing between the governed and those that are governing. We don't feel like we are part of the process. When this committee goes away and everything is done, they will now come and campaign to us for 2028 election. What are they going to say to us? That, oh, we've been banking on what tripartite has been saying, that A, B, and C is what we want. Is that what they are going to put as a campaign message? So this is something that we should all grapple with. And one thing I want us all to look at carefully, are these people in government really working for the interests of Sierra Leone? Or are they working in the interests of their parties? If they are not working in the interests of Sierra Leone, then what do we do? How do we do away with this dispensation and lead with a dispensation that thinks and cares about us, that consults us, the people, when decisions are to be made? Now, if we don't have that system here, then what are we doing? It seems as if we are moving in cycles.
Melvin, the expansion is for the implementation, you know, of the agreements contained already in the existing tripartite agreement. How do you see political parties and civil society activists or organizations adding to the implementation of those 80 recommendations that we have now within the tripartite agreement?
Hypothetical. They are saying it's an extension, but they are also doubling down.
Extending the committee for the implementation.
So why the extension?
Because they don't want to say anything.
No, it's an expectation that the extension, the extension is an add-on component. But if you are saying this add-on component is not relevant by default, So why you are adding
but Melvin,
so
the
why
involvement for implementation, you can't say that's not relevant.
So why was it not done before now?
Political parties have said they were not included. We've had the NGC, for instance, who've come out to say they were not part of the tripartite agreement. Now they want them to be part of the agreement to help implement those 80 recommendations. At the end of the day, I don't know the individual positions of all of those political parties with those 80 agreements, but we can be certain that if they are included for the implementation of those recommendations, it's a welcome idea for political parties. Don't you think so?
No. This is confusing, and we're not for confuse with people then. So you're a journalist and a lawyer. What is new? Let them come out clean and tell us what is new in this thing. You cannot be saying one thing and undercutting it on the other hand.
No, but we can agree the 80 recommendations have been agreed.
Yes.
By the committee.
Agreed.
Good.
Which is the second part.
What we have now and where we are now is as a result of the implementation of those recommendations. The APC has boycotted because this government, as they are accusing and alleging, have not lived up to implementing those recommendations. So if the APC wants those recommendations, 80 recommendations, to be implemented, and the SLPP-led government is not doing that, why not bring in more political parties and more civil society organizations to ensure that the government does its part?
So here you come, the newness of this whole agreement. Mind you, there is an agreement for national unity when at the mama we born the tripartite. On the agreement for national unity, one of the fundamental goals, I think it's for resolution 2, was to end the boycott. So if that was the resolution and we are coming back to another state of boycott, then we can confuse we. The question here is, why did we get to that point?
Maybe we're here because the APC, as you rightly know, has always asked for, more representation in the tripartite committee. They are there, but as you can rightly recall,
the APC?
Yeah, the APC has said they are underrepresented. If you look at the position, you have the chief minister, you have the AG, you have the Peace Commission, and it's just a chunk of the APC representative. Now,
mostly they're executive.
They're executive. Now we're going to have more APC representation, and also followed by other political parties and civil society organizations for the implementation of those.
Having more representation from the APC, for me, is a waste of national resources. If the APC was a freedom fighter political party like the EFF, they should be talking about reducing the representation of the SLPP and equaling the number. You know what that means? Adding more members to the community and more per diem. Do you know how much they are paid as sitting fees? Go and do your research. We are in a liberation struggle, my brother. Sierra Leoneans, let's listen this. I mean, somebody will say everything every minute talk. We are in a liberation struggle because we have been gripped and entrapped by APC and SLPP shenanigans. All this are smoke screen. This is not sincere. This is not honest. They are doing it for political gain, not national interest. Why do you need more people? You already had Samura. Una kick her out. Una count Mara. So now can add more. To what end? Is this parliament? Now parliaments are by other votes for you for get representation at committees. We are not voted for. Who are they to come and make these demands? So they are entrapping the political polity of the country, and some of us as journalists and civil society will not fall for it. It's a distraction. My brother King Cross, what's new is what we should be going for, based on what was agreed. It was agreed that there was going to be an end of boycott. Why are we back on a boycott? And now you are saying you are bringing more players and adding. You just want to waste time and resources on this one. This thing, if we don't make a mini scat, now they want to make a like for saying
So before Doc comes in, this is why I ask you now, Melvin, who holds the government and the APC accountable if this current agreement that we're going to have fails again? Who holds them accountable? Because we are here because the agreements for national unity that gave birth to the tripartite recommendation has failed in such a way that the implementations are not being done. That is why APC says they don't agree with what's happening. So with these 8 recommendations that are going to come out, if they fail again on its implementation, which is where I bring your attention to when I say you are asking about the importance.
My brother, you are a fine lawyer. I see where you are going. Who that for blame in this sponsor?
Yes.
It's going to be the international moral guarantors.
Why? And why are we going to?
Because if they want to make hypocrites and pray for tell APC and SLPP true, this go repeat back. They should be bold and frank enough. They should have the guts and gumption to tell them that you are wrong.
And put this truth now. How would you want the truth to be said to both APC and SLPP?
Therefore, we tell SLPP say if SLPP not win, not win. If APC back now, like and they say not win. They should be honest, like the Americans did. If they are not honest, we have some of the politicians that say, "Maba now, I kill dog before dog eye." If you are playing dilly-dally with the facts, they are taking another thing that they are right. And from what I've seen with the US visa ban, Sierra Leone, the kind of politician that will get, you need strong action, decisive action. Kill dog eye before dog. Now, make one man go and talk with their 8 speeches. What I would just tell them is, mind you, there is an international criminal court. And this court is no stranger to Sierra Leone. So when you go and talk, say, otherwise we're ready for this for that. Just remember, we are governed by international rules. So back to your question, international community, they've got, and I'm calling on the US, the Brits, the Europeans to see this process very important because Commonwealth money is there. They're not afraid them two political parties here. If they're going to be, they afraid for support two, they're going to go back. Maybe the danger about what they afraid, maybe the next 6 months of election, there's going to be the boycotts we might make when we get election. So they should tell them upfront, we're not going to put money on our business, then 2-3 days, una make palaba. It's either una make una palaba, una done, then we come back, or una make peace, we always do with una. The international moral guarantors must be honest with us, and that's what I'm telling the Sierra Leoneans. They have not been honest enough, and this is going to be a litmus test. If this thing is going to collapse or thrive, it will be contingent upon what the international moral guarantors are going to be saying in camera and off camera to these people.
Let me bring in Doc. Who holds both the government and the APC accountable if this fails again? We're not saying it is going to fail. We had high hopes for the agreement of national unity that gave back to the tripartite recommendations, but we are where we are now because the APC says the implementation has problem. We're going to have inclusion now with more members from the APC, from other political parties, from civil society, to ensure that the implementation of those 80 tripartite recommendations, go on smoothly. But if it fails again, who holds both the government and APC responsible, and how should that be done?
So I'll take it in two folds. One, moral guarantors, as Melvin is saying. Two, the people that are going to be added. That is the CSO, the media, and of course the other political parties. For the other political parties, I just see them as an extension of the two parties. So I don't even count them as people that will hold accountable. For CSOs, we have been seeing what CSO have been doing so far. If, like I gave the example just now, if you put me, you put this Monday, if anything happen, we can AYV so we talk loud, while all my. So this is what we need. We need people that can be vocal about how things are to be done and whether they are done properly or whether they are not done properly. So I believe the two folds, but the ones that carry the greatest responsibility, just like what in special courts we say, will be the international moral guarantors.
Exactly.
Because it is banking on their integrity. That is why they are here. So they should be able to speak truth to power. This is why I often say diplomacy is a very hypocritical thing. I've worked in diplomatic cycles. Some of these things, when we are saying it now, the way we are saying it now, they can't say it to these guys. Una left for fete now. Una self like brother and sister. Then kind thing then so we don't leave parents small, don't forget. And look at the people that are here to mediate. They are not like the younger, vibrant people like us, the Gen Z generation, who will say, but this year I think so una need forget better thing. No, they will be like the sugarcoating people and stuff like that. And this is very serious. So it banks on both the integrity and the credibility of the moral guarantors.
Mervyn, if I bring you in, let's look.
King's Cross, you just have one more question. I am being called right now.
And I just want to ask on the political and governance implications of what's happening now.
Yeah.
You know, what does the development mean? This development mean for governance at both parliamentary and local council levels?
I would say it's a win-win for both parties. If this happens well, we go back to governance. No matter how slow-paced it is, it will be a win for the people of Sierra Leone. It will also be a win for the political parties because they also have things that they are supposed to do, like the APC. There are bills that are supposed to be ratified that have not been done. The mayor has a huge tax waiting for her at her office in Freetown and other areas within Sierra Leone. The councils, they also have a tax to the people that they have not been serving. And these are all things that have been done that have been left on hold. We see even now, when we had the man say he's not acting mayor, he say he's just leaders of SLPP councillors. When he's there, we see that their operations is quite limited. And there are lots of other issues. So it's a win-win situation because there is a lot more that we need to unpack and we need to
and does this agreement stabilize the political climate we have now, or is it just postponing it for another confrontation?
It will not stabilize per se, but it will neutralize it to some levels. Because most of the issues that they are talking about now are far-burning issues. The most important thing that has not been addressed is this disaggregated data. Who that win the election? That thing has not been addressed. They will now come to the second part. Edmond Alpha in appointment. What do you think for happen to her? They get for change her. If then they change her, who that the next post we then get for come up with. So if these two issues are addressed, then I would say it will stabilize the situation. But if these two issues are not addressed, then we are moving in cycles. But at least we don't make small progress. It just starts like what we were saying. We didn't take 2 steps before, we'll take 5 steps backwards. But at least let we take the 2 steps first before, let we see who say go.
Mervyn, you've been involved in Parliament, although you've been absent through no fault of yours.
That's an understatement. I was not absent. I was made absent. You're a lawyer.
Although you've been absent.
I was made absent.
Through no fault of yours.
Thank you very much for the Parliament.
For a very long time now. But has the absence of APC representatives materially affected governance, or has government continued largely unaffected since APC boycotted both Parliament and Council?
Quoting the words of not my friend Solomon Sengeport Thomas, he said, Parliament cannot be effective without an opposition. And from them, one politician, I see many people if you would open your pool and get shades around, is Mohamed Bangura. Had Mohamed Bangura not been in Parliament, so APC the boycott, so something disastrous would happen to Parliament civil society relationship. You know what's that? No. It was Honorable Mohamed Bangura who told the Speaker in the Well that an attempt to inquire or investigate National Elections Watch is a very sensitive matter. All the SLPP bench were supporting. In fact, when Honorable Mohamed Bangura stood up, there were undertones from SLPPers who were saying, then where you back go join there. The SLPP, from the craft of where they see, they want to have perpetual governance. Whether they will do so by the whims and caprices of the people is a matter of wait and see. But whenever the opposition is not there, the SLPP is ready and quick and ever ready to do what they want. So the danger to your question, Uncle King Cross, is the fact that imagine the constitutional amendment bill is tabled in Parliament and there is no opposition to it. It will be a smooth ride. Imagine there was no partial opposition like Honorable Mohamed Bangura or Thompson. What could have happened to new and accountability on elections? So nobody wins, but APC also must be very careful because they have a 30-day dynamic election talk. Remember, this deal he beats around their own because time is of essence. APC knows that they're absent 30 days. As per the Constitution of Sierra Leone, their seats will be declared vacant. But apparently, what's the chokehold on the SLPP is that what if the 30 days elapse and the list is exhausted and these people are declared not parliamentarians anymore? Who comes next? It's going to be another APC. What if the whole list is exhausted? The SLPP is on a chokehold. This is a situation like the Amur Strait. Nobody is winning. Nobody is winning when the Strait of Amur is closed. Even Donald Trump with all his bigotry. So my advice here is nobody wins in this bigotry, and definitely there is a chokehold. The chokehold remains. SLPP cannot govern with credibility or the kind of legitimacy it deserves without the opposition. So I think there is a need. They are also pressed to come to the table, and thankfully they've been on the table for nights. And it means they are serious about what they are doing.
And Melvin, how do you think, ordinary Sierra Leoneans are interpreting this back and forth between government and APC?
I think the media and civil society have not given it enough attention, thanks to AYV and my media outlets, Slick and Epic. I was expecting civil society to have conducted an opinion poll on this visiting delegation. It's good to be having opinion pool on other issues, but on this particular contemporaneous issue that is pressing, we should have expected a survey from civil society. We have credible ones. I don't want to make mention of names, all right? Because we've seen the recent surveys of journalists and civil societies that are dubbed politically leaning. So, and the part of media, I was expecting IRN to have syndicated an exclusive show on this, especially on this particular day that we are expecting them to hold a press conference. That press conference should be live, but that is all belated. How many politicians have consulted the people on the sticky issues? One thing I've seen is, you're a journalist, Ask Production, how many APC or SLPP people were willing to come and talk this morning on the matter? So the public, like I said, we're in a liberation struggle because the politicians are taking us for granted. And we need an EFF.
Don't you think, Melvin, don't you think there's a growing fatigue among civil society organizations or activists or even, the media when it comes to the repeated political standoff between, every day you sleep and wake in the morning, it's APC and SLPP, APC and SLPP. Don't you think to a very large extent there will be a fatigue on both, not only the media, but also, civil society activists that they want to talk to, they're going to fight again?
Fatigue because they are not purposeful enough. There are institutions in the US and in UK. You have the national NDI. You have pro-Republican and Democratic think tanks. Okay? These are not civil society think tanks, partisans, who keep track on their performances. So if we journalists and civil society gains per APC, SLPP in that, what we are technically saying that we don't want our assault because we are abandoning the people to a dire fate, a fate of political unprogressiveness by the APC and the SLPP. So we should not fatigue at all. We should not sleep, not slumber, because that's what the politicians want. They want to set the agenda. They want to do things as they want. Emerson say anyone can give you for say and we should not fall for what is called their mind policing tactics. No, we should keep track. I was expecting serious engagement from civil society and media now. We should be having live shows, capturing what is happening in the hall, behind the scenes, ambushing some of these people. This kind of journalism I am aspiring for. We've done it now. If they not sleep, journalists them for the back will not sleep with them. Wait for the go ambush some man like na toilets. For you know what you say. Last night, though I was not part of that, some of the people that are in the room now will tell you that Melvin has been asking me questions, though I was here. That's what we need. Attention, because if there is no political stability, there is no development. So we must take the unseriousness of SLPP and APC seriously. This is called political unseriousness.
So maybe what must now happen for us to rebuild the public confidence in our political system? what must we do as a nation? Everyone.
We must be honest. Looking at APC and SLPP, who that wrong, we'll tell them say wrong. And that's what I'm expecting from the international Maragantals. If we're not honest, if we are too partisan, if we are cowardice, King Cross, that's the problem. Everybody, many people, let me not say everybody, let me be measured. Many people are scared because if we criticize SLPP, the backlash, or we criticize APC, the backlash. We must have more malemas in Sierra Leone. People that cannot only speak truth to power, but people that can speak truth about power. If not, we're going to suffer for long. This is a liberation struggle. This is not about APC and SLPP. This is about how the politicians have classified us. They don't take it for granted. So I think what we need here is boldness, honesty, and sincerity. Let these international Maragantals, the APC and SLPP, come out to tell us that the best thing I'm expecting for APC and SLPP to apologize to Sierra Leoneans. Another thing for the international Maragantals to tell them that they owe us an apology. And above all, they find details as to what is new in their so-called New Deal. Outside of that, I'm afraid, me fear that now 2 years we'll get to election. If this kind of soko continue 1 year, 6 months to election, we are not going to have an election. And it seems as if that's what the SLPP, some of them want. So the opposition must be mindful, and the independents, the centrists, must be also mindful of that we should not allow these guys to descend into chaos. Because chaos is not in our favor.
All right, continue to do with us, Melvin. Let me take the comments we have so far from our audience on Facebook. And Junior Schwartz says, he said, that's what I've been asking my APC party people. Who do we vote? How do we vote them in as to parliament if they can't act for us except asking foreigners, in brackets, moral guarantors, to represent us? Suma Abdullah is saying, if the institution is transparent, credible, and honest, to me, Edmond Sylvester Alpha is not the problem. It's the institution that is the problem, and needs to conduct themselves with transparency, credibility, moving into the next election. He says, and I quote, "Na dey the problem dey." And John Amarakwi says, this is why I'm saying both parties have never been working in the interest of Sierra Leoneans. I mean us, citizens. The boycott makes no sense, whilst the current government is busy doing what suits their selfish interests. Mama Salon Usai Ude. Mark 10 New Englandville says, I agree with the APC on saying the tripartite recommendations is not a gentleman's agreement. It is a mature and sealed agreement. Majority of what was agreed on has been done. Governments have given a backlog. They have released political prisoners. They've dropped all political related and non-related cases, including the mayor of Freetown's case, which they also dropped. Someone is saying, Melvin, nothing will happen except what the Constitution says, and that will be activated. I can't fully understand the others. Yes. I'd
love to respond to
let me go further. Abubakar Rashid says the APC members of parliament and councillors should go back to work. They should realize that they are working for the people and not their party or interest. And Abubakar Rashid goes further to say, I think the moral guarantors are here to help in the implementation of the agreement. The two parties have to be committed to the implementation. Sierra Leone and Sierra Leoneans are lucky that the international community are paying attention to us. Notwithstanding the brouhaha and the noise, we are good at that we are good at. The APC, SLPP, and Sierra Leoneans are in a state of confusion. Let me go further to look more into. John Amakui says, truly speaking, no one is capable of holding the government accountable in Sierra Leone. Here, government is above the law. I hope you understand that. I think he's referring to the question I asked, who holds both the APC and the government responsible if this fails again in the future. And I think Mystic from Dwazak says dialogue remains the strongest pathway to nation building. The government and opposition must work together to deliver for the people, regardless of political differences. Implementing the tripartite recommendations is essential to strengthening our democracy. He goes further to say it was a timely intervention by the moral guarantors, especially as tensions rise between the government and the opposition. Implementing the National Unity Agreement is crucial to strengthening our democracy and addressing its challenges, while reaffirming a shared commitment to peaceful coexistence. And on the story we heard from Bo, Hussam Conte says 2 months ago, the wife of my brother died and she was buried, and surprisingly, just a week after, a fire was put on the graveyard. And he goes further to quote and say, people don't build so close to the cemetery and all over the building of offices around the graveyard, which is outdated and dilapidated. There is no safety gears for cemetery workers, and what they are doing there is all money business. And Usfren Kama says it's been over a week since this issue, referring to the issue in Bo, was flagged with no action yet. Who is responsible? And Hussam also goes further to say the cemetery workers are busy putting fires to graveyards. So those are the comments we have so far. But Melvin, your comments on some of these issues before we go further.
My comments on the commenters. Thank you for our comments. It's just say in Sierra Leone, the media don't grow. We not no more get monologue. Now on a dialogue. So not to Melvin and Dr. Moini now on Cooking Cross, no more Sabi. All right, somebody talk about, well, I just want to make one correction. I'll tell them I'll thank you. Somebody say, one mentioned Malema, and this person, I think he did abroad, and I don't call him name. But like, he say, na Malema, they go on jail so for 4 years in own crime. My brother, he did abroad, but also because they are me to say una munku. Malema was sentenced, but he was granted bail on appeal. Unlike Zainab Sharif, the judiciary in South Africa is something different. So if we want to make models of independent judiciaries and good democracies in Africa, we should use South Africa as an example. Somebody say, Melvin, you support a political... I don't support a political party in Sierra Leone. In fact, I don't vote, controversially so. But I believe in anti-apartheid. I believe in black pride. I believe in down to imperialism. And of course, I'm an anti-colonialist. So my support for the EFF in South Africa, not means that I go vote for South Africa election, is ideological, because I think if we're going to depend on APC and SLBP for the liberation of Sierra Leoneans, we might not get it soon. Like APC, SLBP, like the ANC. These are old wine in old bottles. We need political reformists. Somebody accused me the other day of being part of radical inclusion. I said no. Meeting with David Senge does not make me part of radical inclusion. But I'm a radical by birth.
But you are not included in the inclusion.
I have not included myself yet. But I'm radical enough to be included in any radical movement in this country once it's legal.
Now let's look forward to, you know, what we shall be seeing. What are the biggest risks that could derail this agreement that we have now? You know, I'm asking this again because in the coming weeks, you know, we're going to dissect those 8 recommendations, you know, properly, and then we'll start seeing the cracks. I know they are good recommendations now, but down the line, how are they going to pan out to be? You know, and then what would you say would be the biggest risk? Because the APC now has, say what you may, they now have, should I say, a button to press. If it's not going our way, we withdraw. And it has worked. It worked 2023. It has worked now. You know, say what you may, but it is working. That with the boycott all over.
You are validating APC's action.
No, but it is working, Melvin. It is working in the sense we have now more answers, you know, intervening because
so
it is working. So my question is this.
I don't want to venture whether the boycott is working or not.
So my question is this: if this process is derailed in the next coming weeks or month, you know, how will it look like? Will the APC go back again to another boycott?
Worse than another boycott, because mind you, there were threats of protests and other actions. If you look at the latest APC threats, exploring other actions. So I think that has been cushioned for now. The political tension has been simmered thanks to the international moral guarantors. But what is the biggest threat to this
agreement?
Tripartite 2.0. The biggest threat is the absence of Madabio. If President Madabio is going to be missing in action again, I'm afraid we might see another collapse. The pioneer for campaign, show face. The pioneer for medical, I even talk to them and they are so say, I don't say me I will not agree, but any carry we have said say bet fast food. If President Madabio is missing in action, it's a big risk. Because it's the fountain of honor. You know better than I do in section 40. The privileges, the rights and powers that is conferred upon him on the Constitution. So I think the presence of Madabio on all of this, if I was part of the APC negotiation, I'd say we need to alternative Madabio not the. But I don't think they are radical enough like me. Maybe that's why I'm not a partisan like them. But I think the presence of Madabio in all of this will go a long way. And if he's going to be missing in action, David Segedon missing in action, and now Najul there, thanks to him, very gentle man, very subtle. But I think the big picture there is, you know, SLPP, they look the pots up and this business. They look the pots up because of the inconsistency. So I think this is the Parliament for cleaning pots right now. Show up, it become radical. But the party dance part of that program there. The party okay. The party understands the issues. It does not talk no more because that is perhaps his own disposition. So me, I want to see that the face-to-face where they meet, the president instead this time around, he's there. And whatever thing that is signed, he signs. Okay? Because Julia go talk, Chief Minister go talk, but when President Madabio talk, he different. But Kuma don't make tension so na media. Now when the panel meet with them one to one. Where the part where he shake some and no more, all things change. Before I say smile to you, don't say the panel like smile. The part smile no more, he can settle some case. So I think this is about the presidency. He must come down the high horse and let this work.
All right, Melvin, continue to do with us. Let's now, you know, get ready and go into the world of sports. I know yesterday I had a quite good time as, you know, a Manchester United fan, you know, seeing Arsenal, you know, not, but I think whilst Esther gets set, Melvin, let me just ask you this. You know,
still support?
No, not yet.
Not just support. All what the answers alone.
Let's look at the bottom line of all what we've been discussing here today. You know, again, the bigger picture. At the end of the day, is Sierra Leone moving towards political stability, or are we just managing the occurring crisis more diplomatically? You know, the bigger picture of how our democracy is. You know, say what you may, then ala there, then find a bit for the political process. It shows that we are working, we can dialogue, you know, at the end of the day, we can meet and talk out our indifferences and come to a round table and discuss and make an 8-point agenda and agree on them. That's a good thing. But, you know, you look at it generally, is it moving our political stability, or are we just managing these conflicts as we go along diplomatically?
It will be based on the concrete nature, the finality, and how it's been upheld. You know, if we're having a situation where you go into agreement and it's upended, or somebody is not applying or implementing it, we'll have a reverse. But this is not a bad thing generally, because if you look at the politics now in the US, they are having these kind of things, disagree to agree. But what is unique is about they having a middle ground. So for me, I hope we'll use this process to learn to reach a middle ground before somebody comes in and intervenes and we wash our dirty linens in the public. So on one hand, it's not good for the political stability. Somebody that is an investor might think that, oh, the people are themselves politically not stable, which is risky for investment. But generally, it shows that if we are sincere and honest enough with our democracy, some of these things, they should not be repeating anymore. And this is the second time. So what never worked in the first instance must be corrected now if we are to say this is good or not good. Because if you repeat number 3, say, one say full, now full. Second one, now big full. Number 3 one, we don't know for color no more.
And someone in the comment section also highlighted that the issue is if we had an independent body that can be trusted, we will not have an issue with who heads that institution. And I can borrow the quotation or words of Barack Obama, who stated that in Africa we need stronger institutions, not strong men. So this brings us again to the question. If the APC is saying we do not trust Edmond Alpha, doesn't that speak to the fact that they don't trust the electoral system? You know, because at the end of the day, who can we come or bring to the table as the head of the ECSL that you'd say will not play along any party or political lines?
So I'll use your allusion to Barack Obama. Institutional mistrust is global. Donald Trump never accepted that he was beaten in one of the elections. He still has got mistrust over whatever institution you name in the US. So that is a commonplace. So when Obama says, in Africa, we need strong institutions, not strong men, let him go and tell Donald Trump that message. Because now America is having a strong man rather than a strong institution. Donald Trump not going to expect for even the American courts and decisions. So it's contextual. But what I think we should be appreciating is the fact that mistrust is bound to happen. But how we address this mistrust? If people are having doubts in Edmond Alpha, how can we overcome that? I think we need scholars at the universities. We need think tanks. We need researchers to see how, because this is not a silver bullet kind of situation. Where Saloma without you, it like you go pray to Pope. But Saloma don't get question mark by you. It don't get question mark by you. But I think there are psychological and social and other ways that we can address mistrust. And that's what we need. And if the international moral gangsters are coming here, the bottom line there is they are coming here to address mistrust. Are they addressing it adequately enough? And to the position that we can have trust in them and whosoever that is a player that will be playing for these reforms. So it's not a day's job. I can understand that. But yes, we must be serious with our democracy. And one of which is, I think we need more EFFs in Sierra Leone.
Continue with us, Melvin. Let's now join our sports correspondent, Marie Esther Samura from Studio 2. Good morning.
Good morning. Well, for our sport update this morning, Sierra Leone under-17 girls are through to the second stage of the 2026 FIFA World Cup under-17 qualifiers. This came following their 2-1 win against host Ivory Coast in regulation time at the Charles Konabani Stadium in Ivory Coast. They will now face Benin in the second round of the qualifiers, set to commence on the 22nd to the 24th of May, with the return leg set for the 29th to the 31st of May 2026. The eventual winner between Sierra Leone and Benin in the second stage will face either Nigeria or Guinea in the final phase of the qualifiers. Congratulations to Sierra Leone under-17 girls. Away from that, now into basketball. Well, quickly, AfriCell has rolled out a youth-driven basketball clinic targeting more than 150 children aged between 8 and 14. According to the International Basketball Federation, in 2024, global interest in basketball was projected at 69%, with over 3.3 billion fans aged between 16 and 69. This makes it the second popular most sport in the country. Well, our reporter Abubakar Sidiki Jallo reports on the launch of the project.
With support from AfriCell and NBA Africa, the Sierra Leone Basketball Federation has officially launched the NBA Clinic of the National Basketball League 2026 at the National Stadium Basketball Court. This initiative aims to empower young talent with the mental discipline the sport requires, proving there is more to the game than just shooting hoops. For AfriCell, the focus remains on long-term impact rather than social media clout.
As you can see, the kids are running deals. It's a youth-driven initiative by AfriCell in collaboration with NBA Africa, and the Sierra Leone Basketball Federation. So basically, the junior clinic is intended to empower young kids to have an interest in basketball. So I think naturally as Sierra Leone, this is one of the sports disciplines we should come on board and follow it up with. At AfriCell, we believe impact is greater than clout. We don't believe to do things once or twice. We want it to be continuous so that it will have a real lasting impression on people.
Under the guidance of officials from NBA Africa and local coaches, the two-day clinic seeks to bridge the gap for youths who have the potential but lack the opportunity to grow. It's provided intensive training on the fundamentals, moving beyond the basics to master techniques like butt kicks, defensive slides, and backpedaling. According to the president of the Sierra Leone Basketball Federation, the AfriMoney National Basketball League 2026 is already showing exponential growth. He noted that AfriCell remains the sole consistent sponsor, turning the federation's goals into reality.
The AfriMoney National League is going on very well. We already have 8 games played so far, and it's been very competitive, and we can already see the difference from the team's improvement and the players' performance. This is our target and our main purpose, to take basketball to the schools and try to get new players coming in. As you can see today, we already have over 150 kids here. This is a big thing for us, for Sierra Leone. It's never happened before. We wish to have more, because the more we have the kids involved, the more we have basketball going out on social media, and they're hearing about it, the more we have people interested in it. Because even when we want sponsorship, nobody comes in. It's only AfriCell that's been jumping in and really supporting us greatly.
This grassroots movement doesn't end with the drills. Following this training, the 18th and 19th of April will feature a high-energy 3x3 basketball competition, a move by AfriCell to transform Sierra Leonean talent and promote inclusion in one of the world's fastest-growing sports. In the end, the goal is to build the LeBron James and Michael Jordan of Sierra Leone. Abubakar Siddiqui Jallo, AYV Sport, Freetown.
Many thanks to Abubakar Siddiqui Jallo for that report. And still in basketball, Giants of Africa, a youth-based focused organization that uses basketball as a tool for empowerment across Africa, has unveiled its new basketball court in Freetown at the Moraldo Institute of Entrepreneurship, Technology and Management at Kisii Community, Freetown. Well, the court was constructed on an open ground, which will be used now for a permanent infrastructural facility. Here is the report. This is truly the Court of Dreams, the state-of-the-art basketball court constructed by Giants of Africa at the Moraldo Institute will serve the people of Kisii and, by extension, basketball players and coaches across Sierra Leone. The brand new modern basketball court was officially commissioned by the leadership of Giants of Africa together with the Sierra Leone Minister of Sport and President of the Sierra Leone Basketball Federation, Ali Hijazi, and other dignitaries. The Moraldo kids dancers demonstrated their talent as a gesture of appreciation for this wonderful initiative by Giants of Africa. One of the most challenges facing athletes in Africa is the lack of quality facilities and equipment to develop their skills. Giants of Africa has worked to address this by empowering young people to dream big, hosting basketball camps and clinics for boys and girls, and as well as building state-of-the-art courts across the continent.
This whole Giants of Africa thing was conceived in 2003. And we were young athletes, just graduated from college, just finished playing overseas. And someone had told me in 2003 that Giants of Africa was going to be this big the way it is now. I would have asked them to wake me up from the sleep. Giants of Africa has done so many things, so many great things in the continent of Africa, including what we're witnessing today. In 2021, we made an ambitious commitment under the Build Within initiative to build 100 100 basketball courts across Africa. Today marks an important milestone as we celebrate Court 47 across 14 countries on this incredible journey.
Our youth are growing.
Thank Giant of Africa and its partners for this remarkable project, which she believes aligns with the government's priorities. She noted that sport promotes wellness and provides employment opportunities for young people, especially when supported by the right training facilities.
Today, this is a way of engaging yourselves, beginning with fitness and getting into a stage, especially when you have the talent, wherein you'll be empowered to a level that will make you independent, that will make self-employed, that will make your families behind you enjoy having you as a member of that family. Our youth are growing in skills, because if you don't do it on the right ground, sometimes you find it very difficult to acquire the skills needed. But in a conducive area like this, with the right technical people behind you, I know sky will be your limit.
Following the commissioning ceremony, a youth basketball clinic was held for boys and girls, led by both local and international coaches from Giant of Africa to nurture young talent. And quickly on the international stage, yesterday, Arsenal lost 2-1 to Manchester City. Well, Manchester City has gotten a massive victory over Arsenal in the title race at Etihad Stadium. Manchester City have now closed the gap to 3 points ahead of leaders Arsenal FC, who have 70 points, and City with 67 points with a game in hand. Well, that's all for Sport Update this morning. I am Mariesta Samoa. Over to you, Mathieu.
Thank you very much, Mariesta Samoa. I was asking, you know, while the story was playing, what's happening to our national stadium?
It's unfortunate. I could vividly recall in 2022, the then Minister of Sport, Ibrahim Yelenke, and other stakeholders commissioned that particular project, and it was due to end by April 2024. Unfortunately, when Dr. Safar took over and the current Minister of Sport, Madam Augusta James Tamer, they informed Sierra Leoneans that prior to 2024, there was a poor negotiation process by the then Minister of Sport, Ibrahim Yelenke, and the then Executive Director of Sport. And as a result, for seats we are not included in the initial project, and we are talking about $40 million grant being given to the people of Sierra Leone. And if you are talking about 40 million grants, that is enough to build a new stadium, a beautiful facility. But unfortunately, we've not seen that. And when I interviewed the minister some time ago this year, she told me vividly that the stadium won't be ready this year, and Sierra Leoneans should expect it to be ready by 2027. And it is unfortunate because at the end of the day, it's put a whole lot of economic burden on the government when playing Leone Stars games, other games away from home. Now, this under-17 team that's played on Friday in Ivory Coast, they play both games in Ivory Coast because the stadium that is approved for such game, which is Southern Arena, does not have a 5-star hotel. And when you look at the distance, Ivory Coast, they refuse to allow that match to be played at Southern Arena. So I think the government, through the Ministry of Sports, the National Sports Authority, they should fast-track this stadium facility, because I will tell you, even though the Ministry of Sports and NSA are clamoring about the practice field being almost finished, but at the end of the day, the practice field is not approved. We talk about the main bowl, where you have international competitions. So if at all they prioritize that project, then they should have put premium in finishing the main bowl instead of focusing on the practice field.
Yeah.
But more needs to be done. But all I could say now is the fact that they've confirmed that they've already done the negotiation for the seats to be installed, because at the end of the day, if that stadium is being refurbished without seats, then FIFA and CAF will never approve it.
Yeah, you know, easy.
So it's unfortunate. $40 million, it's not small cash, for seats not to be included. Now it takes the government of Sierra Leone to now, I think, put about $7 million now for seats to be included, a part of the $40 million being given by the Chinese government as a grant.
Thank you very much, Esther. As a football fan, as a football enthusiast, I am. Melvin, let's come to let's move forward. As we close, we're going to hear from the international Moagayantors this morning before they leave.
When and where?
Well, it will be communicated, of course. The press conference when and where. But as we close now, do you see both these SLPP government and APC and the extension now to other political parties and civil society organizations adhering to those recommendations that will come out this morning?
It's based on the conditionalities and how frank they will be talking to them. Because if they are bold enough to tell the SLPP that they are wrong when it's, for example, on Edmond Alpha's appointments, it will caution them. It will quicken them to do the right thing. Or if they are bold enough to tell the APC that, oh, you agreed not to boycott, why are you boycotting again? It will be good. So it's all contingent upon what will be agreed upon. But by and large, I think this should be a wonderful morning. I asked deliberately as to where and what time there is going to be this press conference, because I don't know if I dream. Tell the people that go there not talk to the media. I don't know, maybe my dream is going to be wrong, but should they do that, it will be more worrisome. But generally, we are not celebrating APC and SLPP for their kalu-kaluism. No. We are celebrating ourselves as citizens for our resilience and our calm and our disposition to national development. Sierra Leoneans don't deserve this. So if APC and SLPP issue a statement without apologizing for this unprogressive attitude, I won't be surprised, but it will be unfortunate.
All right. Thank you very much, Melvin. And this is where we end today's edition of Wake Up Sierra Leone. We say thanks to our sponsors, Local Commercial Bank, for their support to the program and to our audience, as we appreciate your time. I am Bokari Matia, and I say do continue to stay with us, AYV, throughout the day, as we have exciting programs coming up. To meet again, do take care of yourself.